The year is 2023. All media and entertainment is controlled by the corpus. They keep asking for more and more and more. But there's one thing they forgot. The power has never belonged to the corpus. The power belongs to the people. Chunks and a hunk, and by doing so, you are taking a stand.
Give the actors what they want, give the writers what they want, pay them, pain them down with AI. Welcome to Two Chunks and a Hunk. My name is Jordan Wonders. It's the Shadowcast.
Shadowcast.
What are you?
Oh, I don't know. About 6'1".
I'm Doge, and don't worry your chunky little mind. People throw rocks at things that shine.
And I'm Carter, and there's a difference between us. You think the people of this country exist to provide you with chunk. I think your chunk exists to provide these people with freedom, and I'm going to make sure they have it.
Very nice. Very nice. My favorite story about overthrowing corpo overlords is definitely Braveheart. Yeah, no, I think that's great. I think that's really
the corpos,
great.
dude, they're at it again.
The thing, corpos, they started in Scotland a long time ago, and now they're back at it again. They've returned.
From the deep chasms.
Who's the hunk, and why is it the people on the front lines of the protest of the?
It's SAG-AFTRA and the WGA, of course.
SAG-AFTRA and WGA, of course.
What's so hunky about them?
We're past 100 days now.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy.
Wild. Yeah,
I saw a piece the other day that I don't remember who they were speaking to. I don't believe it was the nanny, but it may have been the nanny. Saying there's basically
herself.
no end in sight. SAG-AFTRA and the WGA are like, hey, we can do this as long as they want. We're not coming back to the table until we get what we have earned and what we deserve.
So look at that.
Well,
How fair does that sound?
Lord Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson did throw his own personal purse in the ring and say, look, I will back the people that need the money during this time to make sure that we get what we deserve. And good for him.
Incredible.
Yeah, good for him. Big move.
Good for him.
Incredible.
I'm sure he bounced it off his eyebrow on the way in.
Yeah.
But, at least he did it. And I think that's very, very cool of you, Dwayne.
He said, you know what?
Pretty cool of you.
Daddy's got to go to work, but you guys don't have to
work.
Yeah, he flexed his wallet out of his butt cheek pocket. That's how he paid for it. Squeezed them glutes and the wallet just popped right out, which was impressive. If we're being honest, it's pretty impressive.
He just donated a day of Terramana sales. That's all it was. It's like not really even.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll do it more.
I've been pretty public on our podcast about how annoying his brand is to me.
Yeah, same.
He's kind of just like a little exhausting to me.
With that.
Same.
The worst thing about it is that Terramana is pretty good.
It is pretty
I do like Terramana. I wish Terramana sucked so I could be like, you're overextending yourself. You're only good at a couple of things, but Terramana's actually pretty good.
I want to be clear. I want to be clear on my stance on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I think he's great. I just think he's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like a lot of people who are just kind of too much, and that's okay.
To just continue our Essence of John conversation from last time, just briefly, Dwayne is a bad name for that dude.
That guy, yeah.
He's not a Dwayne.
No.
Yeah. Did y'all hear about the new unionization in Hollywood right now?
No.
That the attempts.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
awesome
I did.
as well.
Talk to me about
Marvel Studios VFX workers are moving to unionize.
Get it, baby.
The labor unrest.
Get it, baby.
Because they're like, yo, we are overworked and underpaid. Especially, I had seen recently an interview with Julia Louis-Dreyfus because she had a Hot Ones, and then I just kind of fell in. I just think just listening to her talk is a ton of fun. And so
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
there was one where she was doing an interview talking about being on set with Marvel. I think that was actually in the Hot Ones episode, to where she was saying like it's so bizarre because you just walk into this green cube, and it was the bridge scene in Wakanda Forever.
Oh yeah, it's just a big green void, I'm sure.
For a minute. But they didn't go anywhere. It was just a road behind, a studio. And so it does feel like, especially with Marvel, I mean, they are doing the most work with all that stuff.
It's too much. And the VFX workers have been overworked and underpaid very publicly for a very long time. And it's interesting because Marvel basically doesn't build any sets anymore. Like it is, like you said, like almost every shot in almost every movie is in this big green void with one notable exception. And that's the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. They still build huge sets for those. Like nowhere in the latest one was a big set that they built, and obviously extended it with CG, but like, I feel like you can tell. I mean, not to take work away from the VFX professionals who are trying to unionize, but
real space skulls pulling real humans, and you can tell.
Perhaps if we maybe paid them a fair wage and decided to use them when appropriate and not just as a way to shortcut creativity, it might be perfect.
I think you could probably draw a direct line from the reliance on CG sets and the quality of Marvel movies. I bet you can probably draw an inverse
100,000%, man.
As Marvel has gotten more paint by numbers and just sort of wrote over time, I think you can easily trace that with like the realness, the like, we used to give Marvel a lot of deserved flack for the floating head syndrome with anybody that took their helmets off.
Oh yeah.
But now it just sort of seems like their whole movies are floating head syndrome, just on the sets and in the background and with, even sort of the moving human physics of it all. It just all looks so, it's not
Spy
goofy.
Kids 3D.
Yeah. It's a little Spy Kids 3D. It's all a little like, it's too not real. To the point where it's like you can, and it can't feel good as an actor to film your entire movie in a green void and then be like, hope that looks good later.
Let's talk to Ian McKellen about it, right?
Yeah. The longer I've had to sit without a Marvel project that I've cared about, the more I've realized that it's going to take a lot for Marvel to come back from the most recent few years, I think.
Yeah. The timing is just so interesting. I think there's going to be a lot written and filmed about James Gunn. I think that he's jumping ship. He's not jumping ship, actually. He's had a new opportunity. But is he seeing something that we're not? I mean, he's going to
maybe recognizing when a door is closing.
Yeah, dude. He's going to be just finding the current and just riding it wherever it goes. And now I think it's really going to, DC has every chance in the world. I can't believe DC has a chance like this soon. I really can't. I really can't. Zack Snyder, I thought, had made that permabanned. Like it's just not
because
gonna
the pooch done got screwed by Marvel so hard that James jumped ship. And I'm happy to talk about all those new projects when the actors and people involved in making them are paid fairly and given the things that they want. And then I'll happily talk about those new projects. But
no.
So all you billionaire corpo scuzzbags who are listening to this podcast,
scuzzbags.
Start paying them. What are you doing?
Pay him up, dude. Pay him up.
There's a lot of conversations on the interwebs about, billionaires, if you've ever heard of them, and how much just money they have. Give some to people, You don't need it.
You don't need it all.
I think that'd be fine.
Just give some to some people, I think. It doesn't seem that hard. Things that are sometimes difficult, reading books. Reading books can be real difficult because I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of times books is mostly just words.
Yeah, almost all.
Some pictures. Occasionally, occasionally you have a flap or perhaps a pop-up illustration.
Yeah, sometimes there's word pictures,
a picture,
descriptive words that paint a picture.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes. Can we do a quick Brando Sando watch for our lovely Patreon Discord members?
Only if I can start. In
our Discord, we have a books server. Just for general discussion of what everybody's
It's like
reading.
for any nerds.
It's for
any
dorks.
nerds who happen to find their way into our
massive
cool
dorks.
podcast for strong boys.
But all three of us on the podcast, we do enjoy reading for pleasure from time to time, in various ways and levels of passion. But there was a ton of discussion. I don't know. I think it all kind of started maybe 6 months ago. There was a ton of discussion about Brandon Sanderson in our books server on Discord. Just a lot of people in our Discord really love this guy. Specifically, it seems like Stormlight Archives is sort of the shared passion of our group, although a lot of people have read like Mistborn and some of the other stuff he's done. But there was a ton, a pretty major, for something like books, a pretty major push in our Discord for the three of us to read the Stormlight Archives. And starting with Doge, we did all begin to read that. Doge.
I do just want to point out that there have been at least 2 separate episodes of our podcast where I've been like, oh, if we do that, then I can get you guys to read the Stormlight Archive. I can get you guys to start with Way of Kings. And both of you were just like, that's such a big commitment. That's so different than anything we would find ourselves doing. And here we are.
Sorry, dude.
I have cut down the word weeds with my machete, and you're walking happily along the trail that I blazed.
Don't worry. I stopped the podcast. Nobody's going to hear this part of the podcast, Doge. Are you okay? Do you have to make it a point that you won something just because we're enjoying something you're enjoying? Are you okay?
Yes and yes.
Okay.
Yes
Back to the
both.
podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, we all started Way of Kings, and can we just for our beautiful Discord and for our listeners who might be interested in this, can we just get a quick Brando Sando watch, quick update where everybody's at and our level of enjoyment? That's all we're gonna do. We're not gonna spoil anything right now. Just where you at and
Like
how much you enjoy.
progress wise, where I'm at.
I think so.
Oh, like 70% of the way through Words of Radiance.
So you're on book 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
In a big way. In a big way.
I'm on book 1, and I'm like 25% of the way through the first book. I'm a slow reader. And I realized I got slower when most of my reading was editing.
Yeah.
And so, but that's fine. I just get to stay there longer.
Sure.
But I'm about 300 pages in to
Very nice.
Way of Kings, the first book.
As of last night, I'm about like 100-ish pages into Words of Radiance, book 2, and thoroughly enjoying.
It's great.
Very hooked, incredibly hooked. Haven't been this. The last time I read bulk for pleasure was about 5 years ago when I went ham on Stephen King's like entire bibliography, and just haven't. I've read a couple books in between, but this is the first time that I've been like, I'm gonna do this whole thing in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't got sucked into a series in a minute.
It's exciting.
I
Even
don't
with
remember
King, I
actually
was
the
just
last time
reading a
I
lot
read
of
like a
individual
series.
books. So yeah, this is
Because you didn't do Dark Tower or anything, did you?
No, I thought about it, but
I mean, just watch the McConaughey movie and you're
it's
good.
the same. Yeah, that's what I've heard from a lot of people. Is it's just as good as the books. But no, I never got to the Dark Tower. I probably should. I think I would probably enjoy it. But it's just King is not known for his back 20% of his stories.
Right.
His first 80% is usually pretty strong, but his back 20% typically falls off. And I figured that might ring true for the Dark Tower. And there's a chance that...
And that's a huge commitment to be like, love the first one. I'm really not excited about the next 32 books.
Right. Well, I think more accurately for Stephen King, it would probably be more like the first 28 were awesome. The last 4 are weird. And so it just feels like a scary commitment to jump into. But Brando Sando, a lot of people have a lot of confidence in.
I get the sense that the best Sando days are still ahead of us.
I hope so. I really do.
He's young, Yeah. Is it his 40s? Is that what I heard?
I believe so.
He's got all the time in the world. Because I always envision like some of the best authors, they live to like 200. In my mind. They're ancient.
R.L. Stein.
That's it.
That's pretty much it. That's the best author.
That's probably the only one. Yeah.
Narcissus.
So yeah, that's our Brando Sando watch. We're all enjoying it, and we're all doing it.
Yeah. There'll be some content to come eventually.
Yes.
When I'm finished, when I read faster.
I think once everybody finishes each book, we might do a little stop down, discuss that particular book kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I think that's fun.
that's
We'll do
fun.
it. We'll do it on a separate episode so that cool people don't have to listen to us talk about books.
In the Shadowcast, what we talk about doesn't really have to be tied to movies anymore. It's something I'm still getting used to. But
Yeah.
For those of you that are interested, I mean, there's a chance with the way the world is that a lot of these conversations about these books are going to become maybe something on the screen someday. And I'm sure we all have different opinions about that. But
someday soon, we can be the book people that are like, that's not right in the movie. It'll be awesome.
I don't think it's pronounced Hermione. Yeah, we'll be those
I'm pretty
people.
sure it's Hermione.
That's like us watching Prince of Egypt. Like, oh, where's Jesus? Not quite.
Where's
Not quite.
Jesus?
I have a game for us. Can we play?
Please. Yeah, I'd love
Please.
Unfortunately, in the few weeks between our last recording, we lost a couple of stars. One being Angus MacLeod, who came to fame of being a pretty beloved character on Euphoria. Chelsea, my wife, watched it, and he was her favorite character. It's just sad. 25 years old.
Wow.
Just such a bummer. And another big name that we
Fun
lost
game so far.
to. I know. I'm sorry. Another big game that we lost too. Big game that we lost. I mean, that'll come. But another big name that we lost was Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
When I was thinking about that, he's actually obviously doesn't go by Pee Wee Herman. He goes by Paul Rubens.
Because that's his name.
His technical name is what he goes by. I thought we would do another blind draft today.
Okay.
And actually use this one. I came up with 10 Hollywood stars. So these would be anybody that's been in a movie or TV that used a completely different name. They go by a completely different name. Make sense?
Okay. Yep.
There's a ton of stuff out there that's like the big lists of, Collider had a list of 42 actors that don't go by their real name. It was like Tom Cruise. His name's actually not Tom Cruise. It's Tom whatever. But it's like that's still part of his name. Here. I need a completely different redirect. So those that
we're going for like a Carrot Top type vibe.
Yeah, 100%.
Or perhaps
it was not a baby
Vin
named
Diesel
Carrot Top
type name.
He's Carrot Top's not in there. So
that's his real name.
For those of you that haven't heard of a blind draft, go check out Shadowcast 1. We did one on John, and it was interesting to find out and we've even referenced it already in this episode, the essence of John. But the fun thing is, if you ever want to play this with your friends, have it be to where it's like teams. I think you need to hear the conversations between the people trying to decide on how you're going to rank these. Because what's happened is I already have 10 names that will never change for this draft. And they obviously have 10 spots that they have to put these names.
Yeah.
But I'm giving these to them randomly. And so they'll have to decide and say, okay, what else is he going to say? Is there going to be a Vin Diesel? Then we better hold out, whatever spot that is. And then it ends up being fun. Our John list, if we want to go back through that, we did John's last time. Let me see if I have it in my
Let's
notes.
definitely not go back through that John list. Boo, who cares? Go listen to the episode. You know what I mean?
Go through the John list. We don't have to go through the John list.
No. Go listen to the episode.
We won't. John Wayne was pretty high.
Can we decide right now that our criteria is how much better their stage name is than their real name? Like the level of
have their real names
improvement?
as well.
Excellent.
There's going to be some of these that you might not have known their real names, which is fun.
Perfect. I want to rank them based on how hard they should have and did change their name.
I love that. Doge, do you agree?
Yeah, I'm great.
Like
I'm
if
good with that.
if somebody's name is like Blaze Gunsmoke, but their real name is like Ernest Dungbottom, it's like, yeah, for sure. I'm glad you did that. That was a good. That's a number one draft pick, I think.
Yeah,
we're gonna start with one that I could see being controversial. I have a way to explain this. But we're gonna start with The Rock, who we mentioned today. Sure. He now goes by Dwayne The Rock Johnson, which Dwayne Johnson is his name, but The Rock is the moniker that he went by for several movies and appearances before he actually became Dwayne The Rock Johnson and kept that around. So we're going to start with The Rock. Where would you put The Rock on this alias, on this this ghost writer, ghost actor name here?
So
I would say
pretty high.
that seems extremely powerful.
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson is kind of a dorky name.
Yep.
And The Rock is not dorky.
I agree. I'm thinking 4.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 or 3, but
2
we
or
can go
3?
4. Let's go
meet in the
3.
middle
Let's
and
right in
go
the middle.
Yeah,
3.
I'm happy with
3.
that. There we go. We're already blowing and going. We're moving and shaking. I like it.
Look at that. Number 3. Now let's go to a classic actress. One Marilyn Monroe, the blonde bombshell herself, whose real name is Norma Jean. We would know this because of our good friend of the podcast, Elton John's song Candle in the Wind, which he did perform at Princess Diana's funeral and sang and rewrote for her, but it was really written originally for Norma Jean. Goodbye, Norma Jean. Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
So where do we put it?
It's tough, right? Because Norma Jean, it's got some.
Norma Jean's a cool name, but it's not the vibe that Marilyn Monroe
Is it cool? It's got some real biscuits and gravy energy to me. Norma Jean does.
But here's the thing. I feel as though Marilyn Monroe,
Think of
the
Norma's.
name judged according to the time in which the name was chosen, probably would rank higher on the list then than it would now.
Agreed.
Because when I'm like, what a cool, powerful woman, Marilyn is not often the name that I would assume.
yeah.
More like a Sigourney these days, you know?
So I don't know. I'm thinking maybe 5. That sounds like dead middle to me. It's not a lateral move.
Yeah, I
She
think
has
I
passed,
can
Jordan.
get on board with
Thank you for
5, I
bringing that
think.
up. She is not around anymore.
Yikes.
I think I can get on board with 5.
Let's do 5.
We move on to Ludacris.
It's going to be tough to not be number 1. I'm telling you
Member
right
of the
now.
family out here, whose real name is
Ludicrous.
Christopher Bridges.
He even includes
Oh,
the Chris.
no.
He even includes the Chris for Ludacris.
Yeah.
So powerful is this name.
Let's put him at 2.
I think 2. I also think 2.
Let's put him at 2.
I also
Yeah.
think 2.
That's amazing. Okay.
Also, real quick, what doesn't Ludacris improve? Movie, better. Song, better. I'm sure
Better.
if he had a snack line, better.
Taco Bell commercial? Better. I think he's in a Taco Bell. He's in one where he has a mouthful of food. And he's singing. I can't remember which one it is.
Ludacrisps, and it's a line of chips in the UK.
It's chips. It's chips.
Give it to
Stop.
me.
Now let's have...
Salt and Vin Diesel's. And there's salt and vinegar chips.
Do you want to go with like a surprise one, maybe?
Yeah,
One that you might not have known.
Yeah,
Michael
dealer's
Caine.
choice.
Michael Caine, who, in my opinion, is the manifestation of British. He just feels so very English. His real name. Did y'all know his real name? I'll give the full name to you. Maurice Joseph Mickelwhite Jr. Maurice Mickelwhite is Michael Caine's real name.
I think Michael Caine might be a downgrade. It is more approachable. It is more pronounceable, but it is less powerful of a name than
Like if he
Maurice
was like,
Mickelwhite.
if he was like, my name is Maurice Mickelwhite.
That's pretty cool. I got goosebumps a little
That's
bit.
not
Yeah.
bad.
That's way cooler.
That's pretty
Michael
cool.
Caine. I'm Michael Caine.
There's going to be worse here. I'm going to throw him at 8
My
maybe.
name, Maurice Mickelwhite.
That's good.
Yeah, I think 8's good.
The only reason it's not a full-blown 10 is that, like you said, I think Michael Caine is just more approachable.
It's
But
more approachable.
man,
People would be
is-
scared, a little afraid to take a guess at Maurice Mickelwhite.
Maurice is powerful, though. There's not enough Maurices in the world.
Yeah.
Crazy old Maurice. Number 8 then for Michael Caine. And just so, I think y'all have already assumed this, but this blind draft today is in honor of Pee Wee Herman. He will not be included in this list.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Someone who will is someone who is sneaky good at all of his roles. We talked about him in John Wick, Chapter 2. We talked about him maybe a touch for Silo, which is a great new show with Rebecca Ferguson on Apple TV that you should really go see, but it's Common. Common.
And boy,
Whose
he
actual
isn't.
name. Common's real name is Lonnie Lynn.
I like Lonnie is the thing.
I like Lonnie Lynn.
but
for
Common,
And you know
though,
what?
It does sound like an old Grand Ole Opry singer.
It does. It
But
does.
here's the thing.
Welcome to
Common,
the stage, Lonnie Lynn.
Lonnie Lynn. Common is
It
not.
is my great honor to welcome to this esteemed stage, Lonnie Lynn.
Common as a moniker is not the strongest single word that Lonnie could have
It's not
chosen.
as strong as ludicrous, but it is strong.
Common's pretty cool.
I got such a passion for these like single word, just call your shots. Like my name is this now.
Yeah, dude.
I'm leaning for, but you tell me.
I thought Madonna was going to
that
be on
feels
this
good to
list,
me.
but Madonna is one of her actual names. What are you going with?
Four,
Four.
I think.
So we're halfway through here. That means we have number 1 slot is open. Number 2, Ludacris. Number 3, The Rock. Number 4, Common.
I'm happy with that.
Number 5,
Yeah, that feels good.
Marilyn Monroe. 6 and 7 are open. Number 8, Michael Caine. Maurice Mickelwhite. And then 9 and 10 are open
I'm happy with
as
that.
well. You know it's coming. Let's go ahead and do it.
Yeah. Tell me about Mark Sinclair.
Mark Sinclair himself. Vin Diesel.
1.
I think it's 1. And here's why. Because he didn't even know at the time how much of a called shot that name was. That
Right.
was fate of the Furious. He
The Prince Who's
just,
Promised.
yeah, it really was the Prince Who Was Promised. Vin Diesel, it would be like if I, as a child, was like, my name is going to be Snacky Games and Stuff.
Well, if it is little snacky games and stuff.
Vin Diesel, I also think Vin Diesel as a stage name transcends, because Ludacris is number 2, right?
Yeah, right.
I feel like about halfway through our top 5, it starts to tip towards like a little ridiculous as a choice for a stage name.
Because that's baller.
No pun intended with Ludacris, but it's just like, how did Mark Sinclair be like, you know what I think I should be? Vin Diesel.
Phenomenal, dude.
Where did we
confidence.
come up with that?
Vehicle
I know.
identification number
I think-
Diesel.
I think he was Vin Diesel even in Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, he was.
Good.
He's never been credited as Mark Sinclair.
Good.
Good Lord. That's freaking amazing. Next up, someone who was in The Idol, which is a show that's out that it was not good. There's been a lot of bad press around it. And then also was in Uncut Gems. He's trying to dabble a touch in the movie business, movies and television. But The Weeknd, whose real name is Abel Tesfaye. The
Okay.
Weeknd.
I'm going to go with, and hear me out here, if you don't mind. I am going to go with, I think, 7 for The Weeknd.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the name The Weeknd is particularly good. And Abel
No.
Tesfaye is very cool.
Is cool. Yeah. It's like almost a downgrade. It's maybe a lateral move, but The
I would call it a
Weeknd,
lateral
like
move.
like you could choose anything to come after the.
So
That's the
7.
hard
And
part.
like we all like Weekend. We don't work on it and we play and relax on it.
We try not
But-
to work on it.
I think there's cooler things.
Also spelled it.
That he
spelled
could
it
be.
different. No E in there.
Which I
Okay.
actually don't think I like.
Yeah.
Not for everything. You can
What
spell
if-
other things differently, but I just think spelling
Yeah.
The Weeknd different makes it
No.
taking a vowel away is tough, you know.
What if he was like a really self-deprecating kind of artist and his name was The Week, like the Weakned? The Weeknd?
Stronger.
The Weeknd?
Stronger actually. But still
think that's
pronounced The
stronger.
Weekend.
The Weeknd. Yeah.
Stronger.
Actually,
So we're
that's
putting
if
him
he was like if he was an emo band, I think he'd be The Weeknd.
That's great. We've got him at 7 then.
He'd be like,
So we've got 3 spots left.
I'm a star boy.
6, 9, 6, 9, and 10 remain.
Easy.
And I present to you Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx.
Ooh.
That's with 2 X's, if you can hear it. Jamie Foxx, whose real name is Eric Bishop.
I'm happy. I'm very happy with Jamie Foxx at 6.
Is 6 open?
I believe so.
6, 9, and 10 are open.
Okay, yeah, 6 is good. The 2 X's make it cool, but it's hard to go name for name.
And Eric
Like-
Bishop, good name. Eric
Good
Bishop,
name.
strong
Yeah.
name. Jamie Foxx, strong name. I'm calling that
Eric
a basic
Bishop,
lateral
actual
move.
name of superhero, you know? Eric Bishop feels like Green
Oh, I
Lantern,
get what you're
also
saying.
known as
I get what you're
Eric
saying.
Bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a 6. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
All we got left is
Okay,
9 and
2
10,
left.
I believe. Hope they're bad.
9 and 10.
Is John
Lady
Wayne on this
Gaga.
list too?
Huh?
I asked if John Wayne was on this list too.
He's not.
Good.
Lady Gaga, who her full name
Dang.
is Stephanie Joanne Angelita Germanata. Very Italian.
Yeah. Dang.
Steffi Germanata.
In a perfect world, I
Lady
would put
Gaga.
Lady Gaga at 5, shift everybody behind her back 1, because Lady Gaga is
Keep
a
it in
powerful name change.
That's really good, but she's got to be
I know,
toward the bottom,
she's
huh?
9. She has to be 9, unfortunately. Lady Gaga's a great name. She is. I think part of
I'm a huge fan.
I think part of a good name is being that name, and she just is Lady
Unbelievable.
Gaga.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the most talented people in the world.
An unfortunate 9 for Lady Gaga. She should be higher.
That means our number 10 is one O'Shea Jackson is his real name. His real name is O'Shea. That's right. That's Ice Cube.
Dang, I'd put him up higher too.
Ice
Yeah,
Cube's
Ice Cube's
real
a good name.
is O'Shea Jackson. He went
Dang,
from
man.
owning an Irish pub to being one of the coolest individuals on earth.
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, it's like him and Lady Gaga up at like 4, 5, 5, 6, somewhere in there. Everybody else scoots back 1. Dang.
Ice Cube, very funny. I feel like rappers giving Hollywood a shot. It's a 9 out of 10 most times. Everybody's
Agreed.
Yeah,
doing
it's usually pretty good.
Snoop Dogg's in his lane. Like everybody gets it. Everybody
Mhm.
knows what they're doing. And his Ice Cube is really funny
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
The rumor is he wrote Friday. Great.
I didn't
Some
know
people
that.
think he didn't. Yeah. But obviously what he's done in music. But then he's really funny in the Catch-22, or not Catch-22, the 22 Jump Street, the Jump
Agreed.
Street series.
He's very funny.
Yep.
Did y'all-
Great.
Do y'all know who Harry Mack is on TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah, the rapper.
Yeah, so he
He's amazing.
does honest to God freestyles, like straight off the dome, doesn't
Yeah.
write anything
Extremely
beforehand.
good.
And I saw a TMNT presser where he did it with Ice Cube and the kids that play the Turtles. And
Oh, cool.
at the end of it, Ice Cube was like, "That guy's the real deal." And that was kind of fun to get that from Ice Cube.
Oh,
he
that's
also,
fun.
he also did
Wow.
it with Transformers, because I don't know if you know who Tobe Nguingwe is.
Yep.
But he's acting in
Hamilton?
Transformers, and he is an incredible hip hop artist. You should look him up. But he did it with them, and in that one too, it
He's
was just
impressive,
like,
man.
Harry, you're very cool. So shout out to random shout
very.
out to Harry Mack, I guess.
Love you, Harry Mack. Welcome to the Shadowcast. The blind
Welcome
draft
to the
results
Shadowcast, Harry
are.
Mack.
This was for our alias. I never named it. Our alias list. Number 1, Mark Sinclair. Number 2, Christopher Bridges. Number 3, Dwayne Johnson. Number 4, Lonnie Lynn. Number 5, Norma Jean. Number 6, Eric Marlon Bishop. Number 7, Abel Tesfaye. Number 8, Maurice Mickelwhite. Number 9, Stefani Joanne Angelita Hermata. And number 10, O'Shea Jackson.
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe, obvious to 10. Everybody else scoots up 1, move a couple of those people. I mean, it's a whole thing. But I'm happy with our top 4, at least. I'm very happy with
Top
our
four was good.
Strong top
Better
4.
than
Yeah,
the Johns.
that's great.
Much
Better than the Johns.
Much better than the Johns.
Much better
The
than
other thing that's
Johns.
better than the Johns is shout announcements, which is now.
Now.
Welcome to Shout Announcements. This is the part of the show where we give shout outs and make announcements. I'm going to give it to the boys.
What's up? It's your first boy. I just wanted to shout out.
It's very Island Boys of you.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Discord channel that we have over there. It's now in the Shadowcast. It's now in the shadows, but it's a good place to be. It's nice and cool, especially in this Texas heat for many of us. But come on over there. That's our $5 tier on the Patreon. $5 per month. The $3 tier is those extra episodes, extra votes. You get all of that. Plus the Discord channel, you're paying $2 more to have a community that is brilliant, a community that is thoughtful, a community that is funny, a community that is very creative. I can say that for the entire community. It's so much fun over there. We play box office ball over there, which jury's out on exactly what that might look like for the next season with there not really being movies, but we might make something work. I do want to say extra shout out to CC Nash, who won this season of Box Office Ball. Congratulations.
I heard actually that both C's stand for competition. So that might be
Competition Nash.
Competition Nash, which is why we all
what a death
lost.
blow Nash is in that. Competition Nash. Sounds like a
Nash.
onomatopoeia.
It's a throat chop.
Little throat chop there. Little shard blade, across the jugular.
I do know.
But she beat the other two boys on this podcast. I don't play Box Office Ball because
he's afraid of losing.
Because I'm afraid of losing. That's what it is. Also, the reason I don't play any games. No, it's because I'm afraid I'd be too good. I'm afraid it wouldn't be fun. So, but
He's
CC
afraid of his
Nash,
own
way to
power.
go. Discord channel, way to go. We've had some fun things about casting. One of the recent things over on our Fives channel, Fives is I'll have some kind of prompt and say, give me your top 5, whatever. We've cast all of us. Somehow all of us play Samwise Gamgee in some way. If we were to replace somebody in a movie.
What if it was the three of us?
Creepy.
The three of us playing Sam as a group in the Lord of the Rings, if there was just 3 Sams?
I'm down for that too. Samwise Gam 3?
Ooh.
Yeah. And it's just us.
Wow.
And we say everything in unison.
Patreon. Jump on over to the Discord.
We say everything.
And we say everything in unison. And we wear one big shirt that has 3 neck holes and 2 armholes.
That movie would be so good.
And listen, funny stuff like that's just a small sample of what you would get if you shared our podcast with your friends. If they're unsure whether they want to listen, maybe send them our funny Samwise Gamgee in unison in one big shirt with 3 neck holes and 2 armholes bit. That was good, right? People would love to listen to a whole show of
People are
that.
going to be talking about that one.
But seriously, the only way the resistance can grow its power is if you share our show with your friends. And it's never been easier than it is now thanks to modern technology. All you have to do is copy and paste a link into a text message. And we're sure you all know how to do that. And we'd appreciate it very greatly if you did.
Taking notes. Like, okay, copy.
Dearest friends.
Carter's writing with a pen, http://www. No, I do. Every time we get real intense about the revolution thing, I do feel the need to step in and be like, ooh. But if you actually want to help, please donate to the Creator Fund or something.
Yes,
we're not actually doing that. We're doing actually nothing helpful at all. But we are just standing in support. That's all it is.
We've gone from our boat that was navigating the seas with its maps and its bells and whistles to just picking up a raft and saying, you know what, wherever the storms take us, that's how we're going to float through this podcast.
100%.
It's like there's a battleship floating by us full of people ready to go to war, and we've got pool floaties, and we're like, we'll be there too. We're just
good job. Do a good job.
Yes.
You can.
You guys do good at war.
It's like the 2 seconds of the person who's waited their whole life to go to the Tour de France to be at one corner.
Yes.
Yeah, we're just waiting.
Have you guys seen, and this might be a little blue for our podcast, have you guys seen the video of the older gentleman at the golf tournament who is standing behind a rope barrier and has rested his business on the rope barrier?
Yes.
It is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's us. We're that old guy.
That's
us.
Rested his business on the rope barrier.
Rest in business.
Wow.
I'm going to try and let's end shout announcements and I'll try and find that to send to Carter.
You rest my business on the rope barrier. We thank you today.
Old man.
Oh,
the Masters.
Man. Wow, dude.
Tell me what you're searching. Tell me what you are searching verbatim.
Guy resting nuts on rope golf.
Back to the show, I suppose.
Back. Here we go.
All right, Doge, pull it up. Oh, gosh. Why? It's very funny, but why?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh. I got a bit.
Okay, go. Go.
It's called
Do it if you want.
First loves, first loves. Everybody's got a first love. This is called First Loves. I was thinking to myself earlier this week about, and honestly, reading Brando Sando is what got me thinking about love. No, I'm thinking about all the times in my life that it's not that I didn't like something, it's just that I didn't know I liked something until I got to the first version of it that I was like, oh, I love this. So I'm thinking about, I like this. Like I didn't understand as a kid how much I would love reading until I found the right book that really sucked me in. Or I didn't understand, before you play a video game, you don't know if you like them until you play the first one that really does it for you, that kind of thing. So I just wanted to have some discussion about some of our various first loves. No pressure to fill every category or anything like that, but just if you have something that stands out as something that really you just got grabbed by and fell completely in love with an entire genre or even entire medium because of this thing, what would that be?
Ooh, I've got a good one that we've maybe not ever talked about on our podcast.
Hit me.
First, probably, I mean, I loved reading as a kid, like pretty much from the get-go, ever since I figured out how. And I say figured out because I taught myself how to read.
Self-taught reader.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I've loved reading, like, I mean, even like as a little kid reading like Magic Treehouse and like Hank the Cowdog and like little like kids books and stuff.
Cowdog.
But the first book, like, I thought of them at the time as big boy books that I was just like, oh my gosh, this is like reading is my thing. I was probably like 8 years old, maybe 9 years old. And my school library had all the Redwall books. Did you guys read Redwall as a kid?
Yes, dude.
Brian Jacques. Yeah, I was part of the Redwall fan club.
You've
like I got like little like
pod before.
Have I really?
100%. Yeah.
I got 6 years, man.
3 or 4?
I was
2.
I was like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
But man, like I don't know. I like it just really grabbed me. And everybody, like, I endured a fair amount of ridicule.
Wow.
For reading the
sounds like idiot.
The mouse has a sword books, which is I don't know, man. I was into it. I was really into it. Read every single one in the school library.
I remember reading those and thinking like, oh, felt like grown man stuff.
Yeah,
death, dude. It's like
wow, I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Wow. I've said on the podcast before in one of our first series. Sorry, Jordan. Too late, I guess.
Go, baby.
Is I grew up with Harry Potter. So when he came to Hogwarts, I was the same age. And J.K. was really good. J.K. Simmons, the author.
If only.
Potter. Very good. It's such a cannon shot. Was good at like every year. Like there was going to be a new book, no matter what. And she did that all the way into the end. And so every year I was reading that. But I remember being 11 and reading Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone over here. Our friends across the pond will call it the Philosopher's Stone.
Maurice Mickelwhite. That was so Maurice Mickelwhite of you.
Maurice Mickelwhite, yeah. But yeah, Harry Potter was that for me. The smell of the pages, the having to have
the taste of the pages.
Harry
Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Harry Potter. Having
barely
like
parlor is what you said.
Those books kept getting so big too, and I remember thinking like, "Oh my gosh, I'm reading a book that's like hard to carry." I'm pretty smart.
It's probably longer even than the Bible.
Like, wow, look at how big my book is.
I would put it on a pillow in my lap so that it wasn't just like
incredible
cutting into the legs. But yeah,
that's amazing.
Incredible. I think the first book I loved reading. I've read as like an elementary schooler a ton of. Jigsaw Jones, I read a lot of. Got into. I started reading a lot of like
politician, right, from the Northwest.
I would read basically anything in my library that had a cool cover. I would read. I was just racking up
Animorphs
AR
guy?
points. So I read a little bit of Animorphs, but they were a little. Not
those
weird
covers,
enough
man.
for me, I think, as a kid.
Not weird enough.
I remember,
not weird enough.
I vividly remember reading a book, couldn't tell you what it is or what it was really about, but I vividly remember reading a book as a kid where this kid like went into a magic shop and somehow got cursed to basically turn into like a winged gargoyle bat thing and fought crime. And then there was another book about a kid that turned invisible and didn't know how to stop it because his electric heated blanket that he bought short-circuited and turned him invisible. There was a bunch of weird stuff that I read.
Wow.
There's so many just like weird kid series.
Yeah, for sure.
That.
Yeah.
But
I remember reading. No, sorry. Go ahead. It's your turn. I've already had my.
You've
turn.
already had your turn. It's mine.
No,
Give
it's
me
a
some.
podcast. We all talk.
Aragon was the first
We all talk down.
the first book series that felt more grown up but more accessible and just so unbelievably binge worthy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that whole Inheritance series, which when I started reading, I think only Aragon was out. I remember pretty vividly waiting.
Yeah.
I don't think I waited long for Eldest, but the others I waited for a while and reread.
That's maybe one of the only series. Yeah, one of the only series that I can remember for me that I was like, ooh, a new book's coming out soon. I can't, 1 week till new book. 3 days till new book. I'm going to get there with Stormlight because the final one's supposed to come out next year. So
Right. I remember like going to like Books A Million or Barnes & Noble and seeing the stand for like Brissinger and being like,
I had it pre-ordered.
Baby. Same.
Did y'all ever have a
pick it up.
Hastings? Do you remember Hastings?
Mm-mm.
Did you go to a
Yeah.
Hastings? Okay.
Uh-huh. It's closed now. I think all of them are closed now.
Oh yeah,
right?
it's like
they're
the
all out of business.
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Camp. But my mom was a librarian for most of from kindergarten
Like
to high
school or like public city library?
School librarian.
Get it.
So I was helping setting up Scholastic book fairs
Nice.
and would be the one who was like rolling out the big case and
Oh
you
my
open
gosh,
it
I
up
loved
and you're like,
the
man,
fairs so much.
these and
Dude.
the posters and the erasers and the pins.
Those
And,
erasers
oh
that
my
didn't erase anything, dude.
Nothing, but they looked so good.
Uh-huh.
Did your guys' elementary school do Grandparents' Day?
No.
Like where it was
Mhm.
like grandparents come and there's like an assembly and like all that stuff? My school did Grandparents' Day and Scholastic Book Fair the same day.
That's
Scholastic
brilliant,
Book Fair.
bro. Get
Scholastic
those
Book Fair.
deep Social
Right?
security pockets. bro.
The entire
Buy-
week was book fair, and it was just like every day you get to go look at the book fair and be like, "What books am I going to have
Meemaw,
Grammy buy
I
for me on
spy
Friday after
$200
assembly?"
worth.
Yeah, man, it was
amazing.
the
Dude,
best.
the cheat code for being a kid is getting into reading because parents never want to ground you from reading when you're a kid. And
Brilliant.
so it's such a cheat code because it's like, no more video games. And it's like, nerds. And then you go to your room and you're like, I'm in a different
Nerds.
world.
To all our kiddos that are listening, we got a lot of 6 and 7 year olds. Remember that.
yeah,
Go.
yeah.
Gosh,
Just
I
get
hope
all the
that's
books that
not
you want.
true.
I don't know if they still have it anymore, but usually about 5 books is worth a small pizza. If you want to do that
Mhm.
too.
Gosh, dude.
So
AR points, baby. So many free Blockbuster rentals, so many free pizzas, so many
So
dog
many free
tags on
pizzas.
my necklace.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
jangling, just walking around school
Love it.
jangling.
Just
Because of all my
jangle
AR
jangle.
points. Gosh.
Bow.
So that was
Walk in the halls.
that was First Loves. How do we feel about it? We're kind of weighing.
Oh,
I like First Loves.
It's giving me
First
the
Loves
first
is
love
fun.
feelings. dude.
Okay.
I got a lot of Adorsprin,
Nice.
just flitting around my
Nice.
chest right now.
Very good.
I have a game for us that we can play,
Okay.
and we've already sort of conjured
Did you
the
tell
specter
Carter
of,
about it before me?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
We've already sort of conjured the specter of Mark
He doesn't share that
Sinclair
folder with me anymore. Jordan.
He's just-
and Ludacris and Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and we obviously know them from Fast and Furious. And if there's one thing Fast and Furious is known for, it is the wisdom contained within the quotes from the characters. And so
Oh.
we're going to play a game called Fam Around and Find Out. And
All right. I like it.
I have pulled several quotes about the importance of family, several quotes of wisdom. Some of them are Fast and Furious. Some of them are from other sources of wisdom. Obviously not as
Wow.
wise as this franchise, but I need you guys to work together and tell me which each quote is from. If it's from Fast and Furious or if it's from an external source.
Okay.
Done.
Are we ready? We understand the rules?
Mhm.
I'm going to start you guys off with an easy one. No matter where you are, whether it's a quarter mile away or halfway around the world, you'll always be with me and you'll always be my brother.
Fast and Furious.
Don't stop your racing.
Great. Okay. we were calibrating our instruments, we can detect an obvious Fast and Furious.
Of course.
Yeah,
It gets a little bit more difficult from there.
I can already tell.
Are we playing
this is
together?
not
I'm
gonna be
confused a little bit. We
Yeah, we
are
are.
on the same
We're playing
team.
together.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
It's a new thing, but yes,
Who you choose to be around lets you know who you are.
that is not. I don't think that's Fast.
It's
and
not
Furious.
Fast and Furious.
That is Fast and Furious.
What?
What? Who you choose to be around? Dom is like never. Who's giving what advice? Do you know who's saying what to who?
That is Han in Tokyo Drift. I have money. It's trust and character I need around me. You know, who you choose to be around lets you know who you are.
Dang, Han coming in with
Out
the
of here.
deep cuts. Good
Get
for you,
outta
Han.
Here. Middle school anti-bullying propaganda.
Bring back bullies.
Nothing is better than going home to family and eating good food and relaxing.
I mean, I'm going to go with Fast and Furious.
Yeah, is it all Fast and Furious? Let's just do that. I'd rather do that.
That
and
is
Furious.
not Fast and Furious.
You know, there's nothing like going home.
Family is not an important thing.
You're not going to tell us what it's from?
It's a quote from Irina Shayk.
Oh, so these are just random.
These are just quotes. This is, you tell me if this is words of wisdom from someone or words of wisdom from Fast and Furious.
I thought these would be from other IP.
Other movies? That's maybe a better version of this game. Family is not an
I
important
like your version
thing.
of this game.
Family is not an important thing. It's everything.
It's everything. Yeah, that's Fast,
That's
and,
Fast and
Furious.
Furious.
That's a quote from Michael J. Fox, not Fast and Furious. So, just so we are clear, you guys got the calibration round correct, and you're 0 for 3 on these.
Great.
You don't turn your back on family.
Yes. Fast
I
and
mean, it's
Furious.
obviously Fast and Furious.
That's Fast and Furious. Good job.
This is good. It's good that we're bad at this.
No matter how much you might want to run from your family, you can't.
That's not Fast and
That's
Furious.
Fast and Furious.
That's not Fast and Furious.
That's from Furious 7.
I'm going to need unanimous from you guys.
I don't care
Furious
enough.
6.
Let's go with it. Yeah, for sure. It's from Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
It's not.
No!
I can feel it in my bones.
It's no Fast.
Dom,
It's no Fast.
There's
Vin
been-
Diesel would never let an anti-family line come into one of his films.
I figured I was trying to find the movie where he goes rogue. Like maybe he would say something like that.
He's like, actually,
Over
I don't like family. And they're like, no!
Family is
He
bad.
can't even say it. He's like,
Just vomits.
Family isn't always blood. It's the people in your life who want you in theirs, the ones who accept you for who you are.
you're saying
He's
it's
trying
kind
to
of
say
like
it like Vin in order to throw us off.
I'm not. I'm just
But I
reading this
think
quote.
it's Fast and
Family isn't always
Furious.
blood. It's the people in your life who want you in theirs, the ones
No,
who
that's
accept
not
you
how
for who
said
you
it, dude.
are.
One of your R's was a W.
Family isn't always blood.
Yeah.
We all family. I think, Jordan, I'm going to go with your gut. I have watched you play so many games and you just gave up from your gut and you're wrong 100% of the time when you don't go with your gut.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say,
I'm going to say not
let's
Fast
do
and
what you
Furious.
say.
Not Fast and Furious. You're correct.
Come on, baby.
I don't have friends. I have family.
That's Fast and Furious, baby.
So stupid. It has to be.
That's Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
You guys got 3 correct.
I'll take it.
Out of 10?
3
How
out of
many was it?
7. 3 out of
Okay.
7.
3 out of
That's
7.
not bad.
Stuff.
That's
I'm a
probably
slow
the only
reader.
time.
Okay.
That's probably the only time we can play Fam Around and find out because there's not that many more quotes that aren't obviously Fast
It's okay.
and
One-off
Furious.
bits are beautiful.
There we go. We killed some time.
Let's go ahead and let's jump to the end here because I want to have another scientific stuff scale to end.
Yeah, that was such a popular thing in our Discord.
Well, that's why I want to do it
Majesty's-
because
put the respect on it. The His Majesty's Scientific Cinema Stuff
yes.
Scale.
Yeah.
Also, I just to
Maurice Mickelwhite.
to placate our Discord, I do just want to say that after the other day, Callie was at a work thing all day and I was by myself. So I went and got some Jack in the Box because everybody lost their minds about Jack in the Box in our Discord. And I got to say, those curly fries are just about almost as good as Arby's. I would call that like 90% of the way to Arby's and that works for me. But I got their weird, they have this thing, it's called like a favorites box, and it's literally just a box full of curly fries, mini tacos, jalapeno poppers, and mini churros. And it was the best. I don't eat a lot of fast food anymore. It was the best fast food experience I have had in a long time. It was so...
Dude, I probably haven't had Jack in the Box since like early college.
It's not that I was ever not a believer. It's just that I'm more a believer now than I've ever been. It was so good.
I love it.
Then I ate that box.
Now I'm a believer. I have two options for the scientific stuff scale to end our episode today, and I want you boys to tell me which one you're more interested in talking about. I'm sticking with food for now because A, we talk a lot about food anyway, but B, I just find it to be so inflammatory, and I like it so much that people get so mad about food. So here's my two options, right? We can scientific stuff scale just the Taco Bell menu itself.
Ooh, I have thoughts about this establishment.
Or...
You know they're getting sued right now for false advertising? There's a class action lawsuit against Taco Bell because...
The Crunchwrap Supreme?
Well, against everything. Because their menu looks like food and you open it and it looks like a dog did his business in your wrapper.
Yeah. Interesting. Still love it. Never stop eating it.
Yeah, I love it.
The other option that I had was...
You are wearing a Taco Bell shirt.
I'm literally wearing a Taco Bell shirt right now.
You are.
Unintentional. Or...
We don't have to do this. We don't have to do this, but...
Or the other option is one-off fast food items. And what I mean by that is... Or not necessarily fast food. It can just be one-off restaurant items where it's like, this doesn't exist anywhere but inside the walls of a Taco Bell. Like, you're not going to get... You're not going to be able to get
exclusive.
A Crunchwrap Supreme from any restaurant on the planet. It's literally just from Taco Bell.
I feel like that one's a little tricky. That's a little nebulous because it's like I can't get a Big Mac anywhere else.
Yeah.
But I could. They have the ingredients for a Big Mac at every burger restaurant.
I think you know what it is when you hear it though, right? Like it's one of those kinds of things where it's like you're not going to be able to get a Big Mac anywhere else, but it's just a burger when it boils down to it. The Crunchwrap is sort of its own special thing.
I don't know if I can think of enough things to fill every category of the His Majesty's Scientific Stuff scale.
That's also valid.
I think we should. I don't listen. None of these are my bits, but I do think that we should blind rank those kinds of one-off weird fast food things.
It could be fun.
That feels like that would be really fun to blind
have an
rank.
established list ahead of time.
Yeah,
that'd be easy. Let's do the Taco Bell, man. I'm fine.
Let's do Taco Bell menu.
Okay.
Are we including Taco Bell's present offerings or all Taco Bells?
I think we say all time.
Okay.
I think we say all time.
Easy.
Okay, so I'm Jordan, and we're gonna do the scientific stuff scale. Who are you guys as we wrap this whole thing up?
This one's been Doge, the middle voice.
It's me, the final voice.
Incredible.
The last one you hear before it's all over. Carter.
Let's start at
the final voice.
God hath forsaken us. Let's talk through some God hath forsaken us items from.
Can you tell what are the rankings of the scientific stuff?
Sure. It starts at the top and it's own it, don't lend it. Also buy that poster. After that, it's buy it. That's followed by rent it and then stream it. After that is forget it. And last, but of course, least, we have God hath forsaken us. So let's start at God hath forsaken us.
Okay. From Taco Bell.
From Taco Bell.
Worst thing that they offer.
Worst thing that they've ever offered.
Chips and the cheese dip.
It's interesting.
God hath forsaken us on those little tiny unsalted triangles and that liquid nacho cheese.
I don't know if they do it anymore. There was a Taco Bell within walking distance of my high school, and we had open lunch or whatever you would call it when you don't have to eat in the cafeteria. And I couldn't believe, and I had never seen anybody get, but you can just order like rice and beans.
What's the point?
From Taco Bell?
Ooh.
As if you're at some sit-down restaurant and it's like to accompany fajitas or something like that. And it makes no sense. And I don't know why.
Who is that for?
And it's not refried. It was like a black bean. And it was and rice and a tiny little cup. And it's like, it shouldn't be here.
You can do it. You can order black beans and rice from Taco Bell as a side.
No.
It's $2.39.
Yeah.
It's vegan, which is nice.
$2.39, dude. You could get 2 tacos for that much.
Man, it's a tiny cup too.
Is it really?
It's a teeny tiny cup.
I'm gonna kind of join a little bit both of you here, weirdly. This is kind of cheating, but I don't care. My God Hath Forsaken Us is almost anything that you could buy at a real Mexican restaurant.
Yeah,
anything that you
anything
get from
regular.
Taco Bell that might exist elsewhere, why would you do that?
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. Like people that go and get like the Baja Fresh taco where it's like fajita chicken and it's like, ew, dude, it's Taco Bell. Why would you trust that?
Yeah.
Get
you don't
weird
want
stuff. You're crazy.
that. You don't want that.
Yeah, so that's my God Hath Forsaken Us answer is anything that really exists.
I know my forget it for sure.
Give it to me.
Like immediately. And it's something that I wished had gone well because I was down for it, like for a breakfast vibe. And Taco Bell has really leaned into breakfast recently. But they had like they tried to do like a spicy potato.
Ooh,
And I think they still might have that.
Ooh.
And it's just never fried right. It's interesting. It's because, and then I start thinking about how really they're already over there. They're not a chicken place, right? So we don't really have much of a fryer situation in the back because these things are pre-made, which is wild. What if you looked in the back and they have something when the tortilla's hot, they're folding over the shells and things like that. It's like, it's not the case.
No.
You open a bag and it's there. And that's what makes it special. But the potatoes were never good and are forgettable.
I think there's just some
I think it's one of those things where you
taco beast in
Well,
the
you
back
bring
and
it
they
up and people
slice
are like, oh.
chunks off of. I think that's all it is.
yeah, just not. Because I wanted breakfast to work because I'll have breakfast any time of the day.
Sure.
And I love a spicy breakfast and it wouldn't do it. It never did it.
Sure. It's completely valid for me. I think for forget it, I'm going to give this to, and this is tough, right? Because forget it, it's like, I'm not sad about these items, but a little bit, what's the point? And I'm going to forget it to just like the regular tacos.
Oh, yeah.
Just like a soft taco or a crunchy taco. Just a regular
I'm always crunchy on the
taco. Just because it's like, they're fine. And they taste like Taco Bell. I could pick a Taco Bell taco out of a lineup.
We have got to stop doing this kind of stuff because it is 9 a.m. and like, I would love a soft taco from Taco Bell.
Sure, yeah. And once I think we have to judge these items pre-putting like fire sauce on them. Because once you put fire sauce on a Taco Bell soft taco, it's immediately great.
The worst thing about me is that I buy the Taco Bell sauce from the grocery store.
Sure.
And I enjoy putting it on nearly everything.
Sure. Because it's delicious. Yeah, I'm going to forget it to the regular tacos. I'm not sad. And I might, if I'm especially hungry, I might supplement a normal order with one additional taco. But I would never get a regular crunchy taco. I might get a regular
almost a
soft
dessert.
taco. They are.
They're almost a Taco Bell dessert where it's like, I have what I want. And it's
finisher.
like, no, I'll get one of those. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh boy.
So me and the boys in the lab have been kind of crunching the numbers while you guys were talking.
Yeah, talk to me.
And we have 6 slots on our scientific cinema scale. I like more than 6 things.
Yeah, of course. These are just the representatives.
A lot at Taco Bell.
These are the representatives.
And so if I'm doing my ranking, I have ranked all of them out already, which puts, unfortunately, the beefy 5-layer burrito at number 5 at the forget it level, which is extremely good.
These aren't your top 6.
That's what's interesting.
These
It's
aren't
not
your
your
top
top 6, though.
That's crazy, Doge. You're not putting number 5 in forget it. You're putting the most forgettable item in forget it.
I don't feel like that's the way we've ever rated these things. That's not how we did the French fries last time.
Absolutely that might not be how you did the French fries, but that's absolutely how we did the French fries.
I kind of think that if we do a rank like this, whatever I say is the wrong way to do it.
Well, I mean, it feels like
that.
you're trying to put something you like underneath forget it, which is crazy.
Okay, if we're forgetting it, then if it's something totally forgettable from Taco Bell, if
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
the
going
scale,
in
baby.
order of my top 6 favorite things from Taco Bell, if it's something completely forgettable, it is the bean burrito.
Yeah,
no meat
that's a
at
great
all,
answer.
just refried beans and diced
a great
onions,
answer.
even though I do like it and would eat one right now.
Well, let me give you a little bonus tip is that you can add beef to it and then it actually becomes very good.
Little frijole sleeve,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
Not about
totally.
it, huh?
Totally forgettable. I'm right there with you.
Same.
I'm right there with
We
you.
ready to stream?
Yeah, let's stream.
The stream I've decided for me is the thing, like actual streaming something most of the time, yes, I'm paying for the streaming platform. I've paid for my meal. And it's free though. It's like it feels like you have access to all these free things. You're never going to find me complaining. It's not the highlight for me. I might not eat them all, but the cinnamon twist.
Oh my gosh, Carter, same for stream.
Yeah.
It's the cinnamon
They're
twist.
a perfect little, yeah, they're kind of like the Texas Roadhouse peanut.
Yes.
It's like it's just there.
I'm not sad about it. I'll
fine.
never
And-
pay for them ever.
No, I'm not going to get cinnamon twists.
No.
But if I see that can be my last little box boy, yeah, sure. I'll throw it in there.
Boys, I
I'll throw it
don't
in
like those. I don't like them at all. I do not think that I enjoy the taste
like
or
the
texture of
cinnamon.
them. I do not like them.
Sounds like you found an
Sans I
item you
am.
should have
Forgot
put
it.
somewhere else on your list then.
No, I don't even consider it. So the stream for me would be, and this might offend some fans of the Taco Bell deep lore surrounding the volcano menu. Do you guys remember the volcano menu?
Yes, of course.
From probably about
back.
10, 12 years
It's
ago.
back.
It's back now. And my reaction is, the volcano menu was extremely good the first time I had it, but I've not been like pining for the volcano menu's return. It's got a weird sauce that the volcano sauce is pretty good and strange, and I haven't really had anything like it, but it still is not going to beat out some of the other things that I love so much from Taco Bell. So I'll stream the volcano menu.
Sure. All right, now we're getting to stuff we like pretty decently with the Rent It category. And for me, the Rent It is going to go to recently returned to the menu. The Beefy Crunch Burrito is
Not what I thought you were going to say.
is a legitimate option that I love very much. It's got flaming hot Fritos inside of it, rice, some meat, some beans, some sour cream, some queso. It is an abomination
Taco
before
Bell
the
is
eyes of
chaotic,
God,
man.
and it's incredible.
Absolute
I love
chaotic.
it. So yeah, that's going to go to the
Chasm
Beefy Crunch
fiend
Burrito
type
for me.
stuff. I'm gonna go with, and I'm renting it because I have found myself to be somewhat of a obsessive person.
Sure.
Like in terms of like particular, I don't like being super dirty or even close to dirty. And so wings are hard for me, right? Traditional bone-in wings, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's just like I hate having conversations with my hands as if I'm giving praise to the wing gods the whole time. So a Mexican pizza
Oh, yeah.
is an interesting item to navigate. I don't want to use a fork because a fork at Taco Bell feels
What are you doing?
like I don't
what are you
know
doing?
what the culture
Yeah, act like you've been
is
somewhere
about.
before, yeah.
And it's tough. You can't really, you can't like have the half of it wrapped and then bite to catch the other pieces. So it's a hard one. I never know what to do with it, but I do love a Mexican pizza, and it's at my
Mexican pizza is in this slot for me as well. And it's because the idea and ingredient. So this is the Taco Bell. The strangest thing about Taco Bell for me is that this is the best possible food for me personally, because pizza is my favorite food and I love Taco Bell. But I feel like Mexican pizza as an idea is way better than Mexican pizza in execution. It should be a soft tortilla on the bottom, a layer of like make it like a real pizza rather than a tostada. And give me like 2 slices of Mexican pizza. That's like
it's just a layered tostada, huh?
it is, yeah. But if instead they did like a big like burrito sized tortilla, taco sauce, cheese, meat, cheese, and then like pico and like taco accoutrement on top, that to me is a Mexican pizza that would be the top of this scale.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's move on to buying it. And for buy it, my item has been discontinued. And I don't really know why. Never really given an explanation, but
Bucket of chicken. It's gone.
it's my buy it item is the Cool Ranch Doritos Locos Taco.
Yep.
One of the best
man.
items they've ever had on their menu, and I'll never understand.
One of the best things I've ever taken,
so
ever
good.
tasted.
The regular Doritos taco is fine, but why would you take Cool Ranch away? Cool Ranch is the best Doritos flavor, the best generic Doritos flavor, at least. Like the best sort of like just grab it off every shelf. They have it at every store. Why would you take that away? It's so good. You're idiots. I hate you. That's my buy. It's so good.
We hate
You dump some fire sauce down in that crevasse,
Always
slide
the
it out of the
fire
sleeve. I eat the top of the shelf first in that scenario.
sauce. Okay.
Because I like
Okay.
I like a real cold, crunchy, lettucey bite. and then immediately followed up with a hot meat bite right afterwards. And then it's like it all mingles.
Oh, I need it all at once.
Okay, interesting.
I dig that though. I like that approach. I'm gonna go with the quesarito.
Ooh, yeah.
Have always been a big fan. That's probably one of the only soft items that I really love. I usually like the combination that Taco Bell will do of the soft and the crunchy, but quesarito just stays soft. But I love it. That cheesy outside makes the cheese consistent throughout. And I'm a big, big fan.
This is going to the Crunch Wrap. The Crunch Wrap is extremely reliable. But in some ways, it's still a little inside the bun for Taco Bell because there's no weird ingredients. They're not fully thinking outside the bun because it's all traditional ingredients that you might find at like a Rosa's or a taco. Like you could go to Rosa's and give them very specific instructions and they could make you a Crunch Wrap. You could go to Taco Bueno, Taco Cabana, Taco Casa, give them very specific instructions and they could make you a Crunch Wrap.
I do like
Taco Casa ribs, dude. So Crunch Wrap's going to be a buy for me.
Let's move on to the poster, the final category. And for me, this goes to the one, the only, the Crunchwrap Supreme. It's the pinnacle of everything Taco Bell has tried to do. They got into their labs and their engineers made the best possible item you could purchase from a Taco Bell. And it is the Crunchwrap Supreme, which is, for me, basically the evolution of the Mexican pizza that you are talking about. It's what you want, just not in slice form.
Yeah,
it
that's what you
is.
should have done. Just wrapped it. You should wrap
The
it.
Crunchwrap Supreme
Yeah.
is the better Mexican pizza.
It's a wrapped
I don't know why
tostada,
anybody
basically.
would waste their time with a Mexican pizza when they could just get a Crunchwrap Supreme, which is just better. And on top of that, you take one bite, now you got a hole for all your sauce to go in. Oops, fire sauce all the way down in. It's all the way down.
Oops, my bad.
Crunchwrap Supreme.
Oops, all
Crunchwrap
sauce.
Supreme is the best thing at Taco Bell consistently. It is never bad, always good, so perfect.
It might be the best fast food, like my favorite fast food menu item.
It's so good. It's powerful.
Is that yours too?
No, his is a buy.
No. That's a buy for me.
Oh, it's a buy for him.
Because
My
if we're no longer
poster.
ranking based on favorite, there's a different criteria.
Okay. My buy the poster is, it's funny because this is actually a poster in my bathroom that I can stare at directly when I'm pooping because it's brought many poobs to my life. But the cheesy gordita crunch
It's a good time.
Yeah.
is that combo that I would want from what the quesarito doesn't necessarily give me. But it's great. And it's a surprisingly okay travel food. The Crunchwrap Supreme is too, because wrapping it up, like you don't want it to be like spillage if you're driving, And the cheesy gordita crunch, you can get away with it. I hate that I can't necessarily get to the giblets that end up wrapped in that paper, but that's okay because I've got
If
more
you're
than
not
one.
if you're not
bag,
licking the
so we're
paper,
fine.
you're not Taco Bell's target audience, man.
That's probably true.
And for that reason, Doritos,
Which is a bunch of canines.
the entire Doritos collaboration, the beautiful work that Doritos and Taco Bell have performed together is my buy it. I'm including the cheddar Doritos, the Cool Ranch Doritos, any like limited time offer varietals of the
I believe
Doritos
they did a spicy
brand.
nacho taco for just
They did a
about
spicy nacho for a
day,
while.
but it was.
I think they did a
very good.
sweet chili
Why aren't
taco
they
for
getting
just a
weird
little
with
bit.
all that stuff anymore.
So that's what I'm saying. That to me is the pinnacle of Taco Bell. That's when Taco Bell realizes like
weirdest.
we are dirtbag food.
Sure, yeah.
Like we have to make dirtbag food for dirtbag boys and girls. And it's perfect. Like that nobody else is doing dirtbag food. Like they're making a taco out of Doritos.
I don't know. KFC has a
Jack in the
sandwich where
Box.
the buns are chicken, so I don't know that I would agree with that at all.
But they're pretenders to the
Box Munchie
throne.
deal.
Sure, yeah,
They're pretenders to the throne.
They're not
They're
good.
imitating Taco Bell. Taco Bell was the first people to be like, how about dirtbag food? We're going to make a taco out of chips.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying other people are trying. It's just Taco Bell has had the market cornered on getting weird with it for a millennia at this point.
Taco Bell's like my go-to situation if Jess is out of town for something and I'm left alone unsupervised. I'm sure I've told this story before, but there was a time when Jess was out of town and I ordered a ton, like $26 worth of food at Taco Bell, which
dude.
is a lot of food from Taco Bell, but I didn't eat lunch that day. I like woke up and was like, today's my dirtbag Taco Bell day.
You fasted
didn't eat
to
lunch.
prepare for Taco
I fasted to prepare for Taco Bell. I could feel the spirit of Joey Chestnut empowering me, not eating at all until I could do something terrible to my body. And I ordered $26 worth of Taco Bell, and
it all in water.
I drove through the drive-thru and realized that I was going to have to interact with another person. That like just because my wife was out of town doesn't mean nobody was going to know about this. And so I got up to the window and they read back my extremely long order to me. And I had a moment of panic. I was like, oh no, this person knows this horrible thing that I've done. And they know exactly how the next, if we're being real, 10 minutes of my eating life is going to be, and the next 14 hours of my bathroom life is going to be. And so they read the menu back to me, and I panicked, and I got out my phone and pretended to check my text messages, and they read it all. And I was like, yep, I think that's what everybody wants. And I got the food and I drove away.
I just feel like
I love that.
I couldn't. They know what's up. When you roll into Taco Bell, they already know what's up. You don't have to be ashamed of yourself.
Right.
You can
The guy
be true to
before
who
you got
are.
more.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You can be true to who you are to Taco Bell. It's dirtbag food.
He got more, and he was quoting Goldmember the whole time.
He was like,
you're
stay
fine.
classy, San Diego, as he drove away.
Goldmember?
No, he's quoting Anchorman too. It's the same type of people, you know? That's what I'm saying.
I was
It's
like, that's the wrong movie. Yeah, I got you.
No, he's talking about Goldmember with like Will Ferrell.
yeah,
He has a
Will
mustache.
Ferrell, Paul Rudd,
Yeah.
Steve Carell. He's an elf.
Oh, yeah.
You know Goldmember. He works at the paper company.
So that's it. Let us know what you think about our Taco Bell ranking, I
Please
suppose.
tell us we did a good job on this episode.
Oh, I don't care. We just, talk to us. We love you. Join Discord. Talk to us about books, video games,
Talk about it.
Taco Bell menu items. That's an episode.
Shout out Baja Blast. Shout out Fire
Shout out
Sauce.
Baja Blast big time. Obviously, if we were including drinks, it would have been up there.
It was a hard list, but that's how we have to do things.
You know,
That's
guys,
how
I
you get
don't.
clicks.
I don't like the Baja Blast.
That's fine. I don't like any of the Dorito things at Taco Bell.
Why don't-
Anyways,
why are
gotta
we
get
just
out
throwing
before I
haymakers?
lose some friends. Bye for the last time, friend.